Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and with me today we have two guests. We have returning favorite Trey Mac of Aladino Cigars.
What's up, y'all?
He brought a friend. We have Joel from Aladino Cigars. How you doing, Joel?
What's up, guys? Live here from the road.
This is great. We have the Aladino sales team right here on the call.
Yeah, it's thriving.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. So you guys caught me. I'm full transparency here. Normally, I would be announcing what I'm smoking, and lighting something new. However, I've still got half of a Robusto going. Trey Mac was running behind, admittedly for good reason. It's very, very foggy out.
Safety first.
Got to be safe. Got to be safe. And so I fired up in Aladino, Connecticut, and I'm halfway through that. So we will get to the official, cut and light here, in a little bit after I finish this guy. But what's everyone smoking?
Joel, what do you got?
Well, I'm having my personal favorite of the Aladino core line, the Aladino Classic in a Robusto.
Ooh, I do like the classic.
In the words of Jason Statham from The Expendables, nothing beats a classic.
There you go. Oh, what is that?
A little box here.
You do.
Is that the King Toro?
Oh, see, I was going to ask you guys about that because that news just broke today. By the way, for those people who are listening, I am pre-recording in advance because I'm getting ready for TPE. So, you might hear references to what's going on right now, but it might be in the past when you actually hear this episode. Such is life. Whatever.
Welcome to the Matrix.
Exactly. So let's talk about that Candela for a moment.
So last year, anybody that has been to the farm, they got to smoke the Candela that we came out with that was only in a Robusto size.
Mm-hmm.
And it really shook up the whole Aladino and the entire Candela market for all that. It's different, very different. Julio was the world's largest grower of Candela in the 80s and the 90s, part of the 70s. And he's trying to make a little comeback with it to show people that, hey, Candela doesn't have to be cheap, easy, and bland and it doesn't have to be that. Doesn't have
to taste like lawn clippings.
No, it does not. So we came out with that. It was a big success last year. And so this year at TPE, we are releasing to everyone the Toro. MSRP is going to be $10.50. So it's a solid price range there, accessible to all. And I don't know why this happened, other than, you go from that Robusto it had more to it going on than any other Candela out there.
For sure.
When you go to a Toro, you're like, you don't want to lose any of that. So maybe we need to, umph it up a little bit.
Okay.
They umphed it up a decent amount because this Toro is actually, it's got strength to it. It's stronger than the Robusto was last year. Very robust in flavor. In fact, if you had a blindfold on and you didn't tell somebody it was a Candela, they'd come up with all sorts of crazy stuff, everything but Candela. So this is super fun. We're limiting it to 1,600 boxes at TPE. We possibly could release more at PCA, but it'll be in stores in time for St. Patrick's Day.
So, Trey, I would like to, with your permission on the air, share my first experience with the Candela, if that's okay.
Go for it.
So, around this time last year, I am in the process of onboarding with Aladino, and so I'm flown to the offices in Miami, and Trey and I have known each other for at least a good part of the last 7 years. And he calls me up and says, "Hey, when you get to the get to the hotel, give me a call. Take an Uber over to where I'm at. I got something special for you to smoke." Okay. Sounds good. So I check in, drop my bags, head over. There's Trey sitting there with one of our beautiful Aladino lounges, the final third. They're hanging out. Great guys. Shout out to Rob and Lisa up in Indianapolis. Love those guys. Anyways, we're sitting there. We're hanging out. Trey pulls out. I'm not going to tell you the size, but he pulls out this Candela. I'll just put it to you this way. It wasn't in a Toro and it wasn't in a Robusto. Pulls out this Candela. Anybody that knows me and knows anything about cigars, what was the first thing I said, Trey? Not smoking that.
You said, no thanks. I don't smoke in.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I was like, I brought my own Aladinos. I went and stocked up a little bit. He goes, no, smoke this right now. I'm telling you. So, begrudgingly, I cut and light this very nice, which I learned was a very special cigar later on. And I'm blown away. I get, what was it, about a quarter of an inch into you? And my exact words, I turned right around to Trey and I went, this is fucking good. He goes,
it's a good cigar.
It's a fantastic cigar. I absolutely loathe 95% of the Candelas on the market.
Yeah.
Loathe them. Cannot say, I'm not a Connecticut fan either, but Julio does it right. I mean, our Connecticut, for example, has more flavor than any Connecticut. I will put it up against anybody's Connecticut on the market. Also, our Candela, I'll put it up against everybody else's Candela on the market. I may be biased, but I'm going to say we beat them hands down. 10 rounds out of 10, 12 rounds out of 12. It's a unanimous decision.
Well, and like we were talking about, it doesn't taste like grass. It's got, that Corojo spice. It's got other flavor to it. I mean, it's just a good cigar that happens to have a Candela wrapper, and it's not like nuclear looking green either. It's not like neon color. It's like it's a more natural looking Candela too.
Very much so. Very much so.
So before we get too far, let's introduce the listeners to you, Joel. Let's give the Reader's Digest pitch. When did you get into cigars? How long have you been in the industry? Kind of what brought you to the truck stop on the way to South Carolina there.
So my name's Joel. I'm a Virgo, and I enjoy long walks on the beach at night.
Okay.
All right, but anyways, so
are you the big spoon or is Trey the big spoon?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes we flip flop.
Okay. Well, that's
you ever
fair.
you ever play the spoons, but they're like 69?
Yeah, it's more like that. More like that.
Okay. So
anyways, I've been in cigars. Let's see, Reader's Digest version. First cigar I ever smoked was when I was 18 years old, and it was a La Gloria Cubana Serie R. Smoked it all the way down to the nub. Loved it. Cigars then became a 4-time-a-year hobby with one of me and my friends, who I think will be listening to this podcast. He's a phenomenal guy. Got me into it. About 2008, I discovered another brand, which actually brought me to your territory, Nick. I was a former sales manager for Rocky Patel in the Kansas City area, but I discovered them in 2008. Would go to work for them in 2016. And for lack of a better term, I was a Rocky fanboy. I knew a lot about cigars, but and I'd expanded my horizons and everything, but I was still very loyal to the brand. I left that brand in 2018, went to work for another brand, which shall remain nameless.
Okay.
In February 1, which while we're at TPE, we will be celebrating my 1-year anniversary with the company. I came to work for JRE Tobacco, and I've not looked back since. And this is my home and my family. I'm proud to honestly say, you can call me a kiss ass if you want, but my best friend is my boss, and I feel like I work with legitimate family.
The Aroas are fantastic people.
They are amazing, and there's not many people outside my actual family that I would go to the ends of the earth for, but over the last year, they have made me feel like family. I would do anything for the Aroa family that they ask me.
Well, very cool. Well, and so just to update the people, you're going to be on the show more frequently. At least that's the plan.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Because I will actually I'm actually the territory manager for the St. Louis area now.
There you go. So yeah, So you'll be coming around, and we'll be able to hopefully get you on live with me, and that way
I'm a
we're
little
not
bit
doing the Zoom
wilder
thing.
than Trey Mac. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I'm going to see if you do
Well, that
me tonight.
So okay, so do we want to get it? Do we want to just go ahead and talk about your other gig? Get that out of the way now.
Yeah, we can go ahead and get that out of the way now.
Why not? Let's get that out of the way. Let's tell people
I'm a professional. I am independent professional wrestler on the side. I actually Friday night appeared on my first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And first time in 20 years I was on a pay-per-view. Let's give XWW Extreme World Wrestling a plug. It was a great match. It's not a big deal. It's not like I'm leaving JRE anytime soon, but Extreme World Wrestling, it's a local gig here. Pay $5. You can watch the match on the Roku channel or extremewrestlingonline.com.
So you're not heading to New York anytime soon, is what?
Oh God, no. You can't pay me that right now. No, I have the best job in the world.
Very cool.
Hold on. It's not his first pay-per-view match. You got to pay for your OnlyFans. That fucking counts.
I wish I had an OnlyFans.
I wish I had an OnlyFans.
Listen, if you've never heard the story, well, let's get sidetracked for just 30 seconds and we'll bring it back. There's a female wrestler out there right now, former female wrestler. Her name is Mandy Rose, arguably one of the most beautiful women.
Former female.
Former professional wrestler.
Okay. Former female today just gets me.
Yeah, I know, with everything going. But anyways, she's a former WWE superstar, one of the most beautiful women on the face of the planet. If you've not seen her, go check her Instagram out, Mandy Sachs. She actually made more in 1 month on an OnlyFans account than she made in 3 years total with the WWE as a wrestler.
Doesn't shock me. I don't know if you could pull that off, but it doesn't shock me that she did.
I mean, I'm just a sexy boy, but I'm not your boy toy, okay?
That's what I'm saying. I get that reference. I actually get that reference. Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. Well, cool.
But it's $5.99 a month, right?
What? Extreme Wrestling Online is $4.99 a month.
No. Aladino bears all on OF.
And that's
so now we're talking about your OnlyFans.
And that's BEA.
Yeah.
RS.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I've been fast smoking this Connecticut here. I want to move on to my actual cigar so I can do Dan the Man Ponder some justice here and give him his cut. So I am moving on to my second Aladino of the last, hour and 15 minutes. I have an Aladino Candela. You got me on the Candela Cameroon. I've got the Cameroon. It's a favorite of the show. So time to do the cut. And the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And guys, if you're in the St. Louis area, Dan the Man Ponder has the best Aladino selection in the city, arguably in the state. Do you know anybody? You guys don't.
Joel? Anybody in the state? Yep.
I would honestly say that he probably does.
There you go. And we just lost Joel.
There he goes.
Well, there he is. Now he's back. Okay. So anyway,
he's like, I gotta check my OnlyFans right now.
I'm getting pings. So anyway, Dan the Man Ponder, he's got the best Aladino selection in the state. And you can swing by, you can check it out. He still has a few of those Candelas from last year in the Robusto size. I'm sure come St. Patrick's Day, he'll be getting some of the Toros, but I know he's got some of the Sumatras still there as well. It's a good place to get some now harder to find Aladinos. So, if you are in the area and you want to swing by, check out Dan the Man Ponder at Riverman Cigar Company. And if you're not in the area, he does mail order. So you can give him a call and he can get a nice shipment of cigars sent to you right away. It's Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut my cigar. So now that we've gotten the business out of the way, let's get into the wackiness. So Trey, Lord. I'm just gonna jump right into it, buddy. We're just gonna jump right into this.
Folks, buckle the fuck up for tonight's episode because it's about to get fucky.
Yeah,
I'm
so
turning the lights out on this one.
I'm gonna light my cigar here.
Joel
then-
doesn't know what's about to hit, and
Nope.
neither do the listeners. This is real. We're about to hit it live on the air, and all I'm saying is buckle up, folks. This ain't gonna be over tonight.
Probably not. Nope.
This is
Very
gonna
likely
be a
not.
series, and it's very, very real.
So now that I have my cigar lid, I'm gonna put on my gloves.
You're gonna need your
Because-
gloves. You're gonna need.
So when was that, Trey? A couple weeks back?
Yeah, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago. There we go. I went to the post office and I checked my P.O. box for my newspaper. And I had some mail. And in and amongst that mail was this envelope. Mind you, it's in a Ziploc bag sealed for my safety.
For a reason.
So I get the letter. And I don't notice anything weird about it in the post office. I'm gonna set that cigar down until I get to my car and I look at it. And I notice I'm looking to see if it's a check because I like getting checks in the mail. And I notice that the address is in pencil. I'm going to cover up that address though. It's in pencil. And then I look at the return address to see who this is from. And I noticed that they wrote their return address, which I will, put my finger over the return address underneath some printed material on the envelope. And that's when I see that this has got a stamp on it from correctional facility and a line, inmate name and a line, address, city, state, zip, and lines. And I'm thinking, did I get a letter from an inmate? So I flip the envelope around. And I don't know if anyone could see that, but there is a lot of text written on the back of the envelope. And that text reads, please forward contents to Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Rupert Murdoch, Associated Press, and Reuters News. There exists a shadowy government with its own Air Force, its own Navy, and its own fundraising mechanism, and the ability to preserve its own or pursue its own ideas of national interest, free from all checks and balances, free from law itself, quoted Senator Daniel K. Invoin, I don't know that last name. For link to the book posted at Kevlar Kevin on Facebook, do contact George Knapp at News and at News 8 in Las Vegas. He's seen it there years ago.
Hey, George Knapp, he knows his fucking boys.
I got no idea what the fuck this is now. So I text a
Wait,
picture.
wait. Wasn't George Knapp the one that they broke the story about Area 51 in the late 80s?
I believe so.
Possibly. I don't know.
I think he was the one that, if I'm not mistaken,
That's the one Bob Lazar. Bob Lazar.
Yes, that's the guy that Bob Lazar reached out to, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh shit. So okay. So I get this strange envelope and I take a picture and I proceed to send it to Trey. And I'm like, look what I got in the mail. And so Trey, you looked up inmate Kevin Michael Ruskoff.
Yeah, because you were driving.
I was driving.
Like, yeah, so you were like, what the hell is this? And I go, oh, I got a second. I love doing PI shit. So let me see what I can dig up. And let's just even see if this is real. Sure enough, I found our man, Mr. Blank.
Ruskoff.
Okay, Ruskoff.
It's Mr. Ruskoff.
Mr. Ruskoff.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's
he's
gonna be
doing
easier.
this. I'm sure he's doing this to get attention. So we'll give him some attention.
Sure.
We'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
So again, you hadn't opened it up, thank God.
Nope.
Because I'm like, let me see if this is real and who it is. And I find Mr. Ruskoff, 50 years old. This is from the Press Democrat, which I'm guessing is California.
Yeah, I would say he's
paper.
incarcerated in California. It looks like Santa Rosa, California.
Yeah. So if you want me to just kind of briefly give people an overview, which is what I told you before.
Please do.
You went any further. I said, yeah, this is a real dude. Mr. Ruskoff pled no contest to threatening to murder a woman and her son in the Petaluma police office. A police officer also threatened to murder an officer, and the officer's family has been sentenced to 12 years in prison, according to the Sonoma County District Attorney's Office. He was sentenced to 12 years and 8 months on August 31st, blah, 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 blah. For 5 felony charges, including criminal threats, resisting an executive officer by threat or violence, and 3 charges of battery by gassing.
That's the one. What is battery by gassing?
That was a term I wasn't familiar with.
Now, are you talking? Wait. Since I'm new to this, battery by gassing. Are we talking about in prison? He was charged with this, or he was charged with this?
No, as
a street crime.
As I dug further, I found out that the charges of battery by gassing happened when he was being sentenced in the courtroom.
Oh.
Would you like to know what that might be?
I think everybody wants to know what that might be.
I think I know, but I don't want to spoil it.
While Ruskoff was in the Sonoma County Jail pending charges, he threw a pitcher of human excrement on 3 Sonoma County correctional deputies. Some of the excrement went into the eyes and mouth of one of the deputies. That's the gassing.
He threw a pitcher of shit.
A pitcher.
So, side note, I was a correctional officer for a little while in North Carolina.
Wait.
Oh, so you have insight potentially into this.
Yes. So, I was a corrections officer.
Wait, so were you ever the victim of battery by gassing?
No, I was not. I worked a lot of minimum custody guys, and those guys didn't want to lose any of their privileges or be taken back to close or what we call in North Carolina brown clothes. They didn't want to go into brown clothes because that means they lose a lot of their privileges, a lot of their freedoms. So, but yes, that was as soon as you said gassing, that's immediately the term that came to mind. Battery by gassing. Yeah, that I witnessed it. So whenever I was in Kansas for a little while after I left Rocky, I actually worked one of the toughest prisons in the United States, and that was Lansing Correctional Facility. And Lansing, in their segregation units, or what they call solitary housing or something of that sort, they gassed you a lot because they weren't in there for being the nicest of people.
Okay.
So what do you think, young? And so I read this to him. He hasn't opened it. He's driving, and I'm laughing. I can't stop laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
and
one, this is a real guy. 2, this is a poop thrower.
So needless to say, I did not wish to open it at that moment because there could be feces in here.
And so you discarded.
I set it as I got home and I put my mail down, and for whatever reason that day, I forgot it. And I forgot it for weeks. And as we're prepping to do this show, Trey asked me, have you ever opened that letter? So I went and found it. And I opened it up, but I have not taken it out yet. Because as I opened it to get the papers out, which, mind you, there's a lot of paper in here. The first thing I see is that, which says riffraff poison, turn or burn. So I'm like, oh, I should probably wash my hands because I made the mistake of opening it without gloves at that point. And I'm like, I should probably wash my hands. So I did. And then I figured I need gloves, but I don't have any cleaning gloves. I don't have any like rubber gloves. So the best I have are my fuzzy mitten things. And so, if the poison and anthrax and whatnot can get through that, then I'm screwed. But anyway, so I'm going to set that down and I'm going to get out the papers.
That looks like
there are 2 sets. There are 2 different.
Oh my God.
I don't even know where to start. Oh my God, this is like.
That sounds like it's a song by a guy named Snowy Bear, Riffraff Poison, Turn and Burn. Sounds like that's a song lyric.
Okay.
Interesting you said that.
We Googled riffraff, poison, turn or burn, and I saw references on Google to snowy bear or snow bear or whatever, but I couldn't find any lyrics to be able to determine like what was what. So that's interesting that you point that out. So I'm opening this up. I'm starting at the with this one, and it looks like it's a cover letter to a Marissa Endicott at the Press Democrat. Okay.
Oh, what I just read.
And mind you, we have a lot going on here. We have this. We have some pictures of some sort.
Holy shit.
So that's that. And mind you, this page with the pictures, that's double-sided. That's the one that's got the just gobs of text there. Then on this section with the turn or burn, apparently this states at the top, this report sent to 400 churches nationwide, and it's a whole lot. And it's 7. We have math of some sort. I don't know what we come out to
gold.
666.
This is gold.
Then we have even more text. And on the back, this is hard to turn with these gloves. I'm probably okay, but I just don't want to. Then we have more text, and more text with the turn and burn.
I wonder if this guy's locked up on the mental health ward or wing of the prison.
Dude, I don't even know.
And then on top of that, I wonder if he was. So one of the ways inmates get a lot of their drugs in, a lot of them prefer K2. They get it in through their legal mail now because you can spray K2 onto the mail. And one of the ways that prisons are starting to get away from that is they're just photocopying all the letters that come in.
Well, these are photocopies. You can tell these are not written. These are photocopies.
Before you go any further, I got a couple questions too here.
Okay.
I'm guessing he sent this to multiple people. It sounds like.
Seems like it.
Are you a leader in any church?
Nope.
No, okay. But you
Church of the Cigar Pulpit.
Yeah, the Cigar Pulpit. But you
Father, Son, Holy
Ghost. Fire it up, baby.
You do have a newspaper.
I do, and that's where it was addressed to, is my newspaper. However, my newspaper is in Southern Illinois. I literally cover 3 towns. I mean, I'm super hyper local. I've never once reported on anything in California, much less anything having to do with this guy. I could probably count on one hand the mentions of Donald Trump in my newspaper, so it's not like I'm even covering national shit. I'm super hyper local.
So yeah, my question is, how many people did he send this to? He's probably looking for attention or somebody to.
I would imagine he probably got a list from the Illinois Press Association of all the newspapers in the state and probably blasted copies of this out to damn near all of us, and probably is doing that in all the other states as well.
That's what we're thinking before we even get into the weeds here. But we have no idea what
so Nick, being having a little bit of experience with this, I think you are probably spot on.
That's my guess.
If I was betting anything, that's what he's doing. And I would almost bet that this guy is locked up in some type of mental health deal, and he's using somebody that works at the prison. And I'm not talking about like an officer, probably using somebody that has access, like a trustee or something, to gain access to a photocopier and run a bunch of copies.
Right.
So, interesting.
Joel's going to give you that version. I might have a slightly different version before we go to the next step.
So I'd like to read this letter to Marissa Endicott.
Which, let me double check. Let me see if that's who wrote the article.
I don't want to know.
No, that was Alana Minkler.
But it was still someone from the Press Democrat.
Yeah, Press Democrat.
Okay. I'm not going to read the whole manifesto now, but Trey suggested that I should read a portion of the manifesto, every episode going forward until we finish it. Make it like a segment, tales from the inmate's mind kind of thing, something like that, And that could be fun. That could be something different, especially considering I've got like at least one manufacturer already lined up for an interview right after TPE, and there's no way I'm finishing this before then. So Jonas from Blackbird is totally going to start his episode with a paragraph from a fucking inmate manifesto.
Rock on.
Let's see however many manufacturers I can get while I'm still working through the manifesto to like, you know,
Let me
totally.
put it to you this way.
Fuck?
What if, this is many years ago and a man named Ted Kaczynski was writing you a letter and you wouldn't know shit about him and you're playing along? You might be onto something here that you don't even fucking realize.
I don't even fucking know. So, dear Marissa Endicott at the Press Democrat, thank you for your time and consideration. I am sending the enclosed world news information to inform you of the fact that it is now in number being sent to various news outlets nationwide, and to inform you that the outlet that promulgates it first will be responsible for directing the world to you and your paper's motives for not. The Nazi government, before it turned on God's defenseless people to murder them, posed itself as the people's shield of protection. So it is today, with the corrupt Nazi U.S. government posing as the nation's shield of protection. I'm trying to read his writing here, so forgive me. I can't read that. Upon the revealing of this world news information will come photographs of the beguiling governing federal, state, and religious officials, military, religious, listed on pages 552 and 553 that reads, the order of the temple is so powerful in numbers, wealth, and position, and honors given to its officers and representatives should therefore be in keeping with the dignity of the order. President, vice president, cabinet, governors within their states, grand master mason, grand high priest. With love, Michael. Not even joking.
Okay.
With love.
With love.
So now we get to the back.
Hold on. Which portion was that? Show me the paper.
That was the letter that was sent to Marissa Endicott.
Okay, and then what follows are his.
We have some scribblings here. I'm gonna do this. So we have what looks to be some number like code type deal. So we have the word computer written over here. C equals 3, O equals 15, M equals 13. So it's a numerical code. And apparently, for some reason, you take all those numbers, you multiply them by 6. I don't know why he's multiplying by 6. Why not 5? Why not 4? But he's multiplying by 6. And that equals the various things. So 3 times 6 is 18. 15 times 6, 90. And apparently, when you add all that up, it equals 666. So maybe the computer is the mark of the beast.
Quick. If you go back and read Revelation, it does not say that the number of the mark of the beast is the number 603 score and 6. It says the number of man is 666.
Oh, see, okay,
but that can be taken a many different
ways. So then I'll bring this into it. If you want to bring some religious text into it, what
Why
day
not?
did God make man?
What day did God make man? I mean, in terms of the sequence, I get what you're saying. I don't know which day was it?
Sixth day.
Oh, it was the 6th day.
So that's why 6 is known as the number of man.
Okay, all right. So underneath this little math here, he has a quote from 2 Peter, 2nd chapter, verse 3. It says, "And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slum beareth not." And underneath that, we have a thing, cybernetics, the science dealing with the comparative study of the human control is in all caps, very large, control systems of the brain and nervous system, and the complex electronic systems of artificial intelligence, super quantum computers, governmental. He has mental in quotes.
I like.
So Yeah. That's what we got there. I think I'm going to stop with that. I think we can stop with that.
That's probably enough.
I think we can stop with that, and I think we can continue the rest later. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot. We have a lot to cover here. In fact, we have pictures of what appears to be Hitler and some other like Nazi officer. We have poison, symbols and various things. I mean, like we have a lot going on here. So
sounds like this guy joined a white supremacy gang.
Dude, I don't know what this guy's got going on, but he apparently decided that I needed to see this. And I also apparently desperately needed to forward it on to Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And
you do need to see it. You do.
So
it's been seen. Trivia for you, Nick. Quick bit of trivia. Yeah. Talking about the Nazis, who did they sign their first treaty with whenever Hitler came to power?
I don't know.
The Catholic Church.
Oh.
Trivia for you, Joel.
No habla inglés.
Were the Nazis defeated?
In what way? In a military battle, yes. They lost their land and all that. But to make them go away, I would say no, because they still exist today.
I would say you're kind of onto it. I would say no. Germany was defeated. The Nazis were just taken in by Russia and the United States.
Well, more likely, Germans were defeated, and they're hiding out in places in Chile. And
well, I mean, we literally took.
Yeah, they're the boys from Brazil.
We literally.
I mean, Werner von Braun was the head of NASA for how long?
No, I mean, he started NASA. He was the head of NASA.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I mean, Russia took more Nazi scientists than we did, and we took a bunch. Operation Paperclip, if you're out there.
Yep. No, I agree.
So the Nazis were not defeated. Germany was defeated. The Nazis were consumed. And then if anybody out there wants to get real fucky and weird, Operation High Jump. Go ahead and look into Operation High Jump and roll with it.
You ever watch the show Archer?
I love Archer.
I have.
Did you ever see the one where? Did you ever see the one where they thought that Krieger was a clone of Hitler?
I did see that. Yes.
And what was it? Madeline comes through and she says, "You don't think there's still Nazis in the U.S. government?" She said, "Go to NASA and yell out Heil Hitler and watch how many of them snap to attention."
So wait, Trey, does that mean that the moon is a Nazi conspiracy?
It was before the Nazis.
Okay.
But they probably knew about it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, fuck. I think it's before the Anunnaki.
This is great. I swear. There's not a single person tuning in right now that could have possibly expected that this is how this was going to go.
No, but that's true. But I do want to plug this for a future guest. Now, this future guest that I'm going to push for, Joel actually knows this human being. But if we really want to like take pictures of these letters and break them down, now that we know where this is kind of heading, I know the guy.
I'm more than
back in Lawrence.
Yep.
Our buddy. Yes.
He's
very. I would honestly like to see him on here. He is very brilliant, very smart, knows his stuff.
He's an international lawyer. So international lawyer.
Well, I'd be happy to take pictures of all the pages and send them to you, Trey.
You would.
I would also say, look at it from the other side too. You got to look at it from all sides. Yes, there could be some conspiracy stuff, and we've learned here, especially over the last 3 to 4 years, that more and more of these things are coming to light, are true. But I also subscribe to Occam's razor, which says that most of the time the simplest is the truest. And the simplest thing to me would be this guy's got a lot of mental problems. And if he's not in a mental health ward, then he's probably the member of some white supremacist gang. I'll bet he's got Irish clovers tattooed all over him with the number 13 and things of that sort. We coupled probably with a couple of area of Nazi lightning bolts and things of that sort. So I'd say he's probably a member of an STG, which is security threat group.
Okay, I thought you said STD for a moment, and I was like,
no,
fuck.
No.
But
and he might have one of those for all we know. I mean, Jesus. I mean, it is prison.
Well, scientifically, most likely all three of us have something. So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Trichinosis, anybody? Go ahead and Google that one. Yeah, we got it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Have fun with that in your balls. It's there. Anyway, I would also say that all of the above can be true.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun.
The only way for us to know, Nick, is for you to fucking keep going.
Oh, we'll keep going with it.
Nick, you need to go to California and interview this guy.
I was actually just sitting here thinking, boy, wouldn't it be interesting if I could zoom in and get Marissa Endicott? You know?
Yes. Or Alana. And
a lot of Russian names.
Oh,
a lot of Russian names.
Now we're talking a real conspiracy.
There's
here.
always three sides to every story: his, hers, and the truth. And you're getting his side, and you're going to present it over the next months or however long this takes.
God, I don't even know, because I mean, this is a lot of text, dude.
I think you've got the potential for a really cool pen pal.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Here's the thing.
I don't know if I want to start up a pen pal relationship.
Listen to your boy Trey Mac for just 5 seconds.
Next thing you know, you got a bunch of Nazi biker gangs outside your door.
I was gonna say they're like sending people to me. We have a supporter, you know.
Listen, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Let's say he sent this to 400 people. Most people are gonna be like, they don't even open it. They're like, this guy's crazy.
I was gonna say,
throw it in the trash.
There's a lot that probably didn't even open it.
All it takes is one person, which is what he's fishing for. All it takes is one person to be like, I do want to hear your story. Tell me more. You could be that person.
And then on top of that, Nick, then you know how you got the one cigar that's out there that's we're not going to name it, but it's very big amongst certain groups out there that fly a certain flag. You would end up being the Nazi.
Oh, fuck that. No. I am not. No. There's no
way. We want
to
disavow that right now.
I say we are disavowing any connection to the Nazis at this moment, right now, unequivocally.
Now listen, if you want
don't you dare try to convince me that that's a good idea, Trey.
Listen, this is what he does all the time. Yeah, try calling him on a sales call, and then he sits there and he goes, "But Joel, what about if you did this?" And it's like, you know what, Trey? No, I prefer to keep my job.
Yeah. This is not a good idea.
No. Sometimes you gotta kind of push the envelope a little bit to get. That's what we call progress. That's what
I'm soft, Trey.
All those late nights in Lawrence, Kansas, we used to stay up talking about crazy shit.
Till the sun came up. There were so many times we were there till the sun came up.
Yes.
And here we are.
You got two guys that'll go down a rabbit hole. I'm just telling you.
This is more proof that the Matrix is very real. And I don't even get me started on the shit I was looking into last night, because I felt like a fucking dummy that I only came to these conclusions last night, and it just fucked with my head so much. My whole world got turned upside down last night.
Well, now I feel like we have to know.
Okay, here's how it started. A cigar person in California.
Fucking California.
Yeah. Her husband.
The problem right there. They're all crazy out there.
So here's what happened. This girl's an influencer, cigar influencer, and she's going to be at TPE.
I think I know who we're talking about.
Yeah, you probably do. Now,
I know exactly who we're talking about.
Her husband listened to our moon segment.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he got
Oh,
all
my
into
God.
it. And now he wants to have dinner at TPE to discuss everything about the moon. So
Oh, God.
he loved it, right? So this is the discussion I'm having last night, which he's like, you're so right about X, Y, and Z, especially like the easiest thing he pointed out was, you know, you talked about Neil Armstrong, you know, the video where is the one step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I'm like, well, then who took the fucking video, right? Like, right? That's like the basis of it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's somebody had videotaped this shit. And he was like, I'd never really thought about that. And while he was having this discussion with me last night, my brain clicked. And I was like, oh,
Stanley Kubrick on a set in
no. I'm going another direction. My brain was like, oh shit, I remember another famous video and it's all fake. And I feel so dumb that I didn't put it together.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
No.
Okay.
Remember all the videos from the nuclear testing in New Mexico?
Yeah, they all turned out to be fake.
Those are all fake.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, because how do the buildings all evaporate, but yet the camera's okay?
The camera's fine.
Yep.
Have you ever heard the story about the fusion bomb too? Have you ever heard the difference between fusion and fission? So you have the radiation fallout that lasts for 30, 40, 100,000 years with fission. You don't have it with fusion. Because whenever you're not splitting the atoms, you're actually bringing them together to create more. So there would be no radiation fallout. You get a big sonic boom that goes for miles. It does heat up, but then after that, everything's still good to go.
Oh, no, you're right.
One that baffles me, since we're going down the nuclear hole, is neutron bombs.
Nuclear hole.
We should have Mr. Jonathan on to talk about
nuclear hole. So okay, what about neutron bombs? Like, totally blows your mind.
It's really, they will kill all human beings and mammals. They're programmed to do that, but they will leave almost every other form of life and buildings left standing.
So if you're a snake, you're fine.
Yeah, and the other crazy thing is there's only 2 countries as of right now that have them. We are one of them. Israel is the other. Israel, we gave it to Israel in the 60s or 70s, and it's called Operation Samson. If they ever feel like they're pushed back to Jerusalem or Tel Aviv too far, they will unleash it and kill everybody, including themselves.
Okay. We've gone down some real rabbit hole tracks here.
I mean, this leads me to 2 questions that have really been bothering me these past couple of weeks.
Okay.
Yes, Trey, you're gay.
Just the tip still counts.
Yeah.
I didn't fully realize that till you and I spent a night together in the Sahara.
I know. If you put it in your mouth, just wait till the swelling goes down. You're still gay.
I didn't understand. And I was like, oh. Now I understand why we have such a diverse workforce at Aladino. It's me and Joel, 2 gays in the dynamic. Anyway,
before you get to your 2 questions, I just want to point out, and this just popped to mind. Hey, Joel, doesn't he look like the guy, the cake boss from the Food Network? Duff? Yeah. Didn't he fucking look like Cake Boss?
No.
I realized I saw a picture the other day.
I'm a gangster cake boss.
Dude, I saw a picture the other day of Duff.
He learned cakes in prison.
I was like, son of a bitch. Duff looks like Trey Mac, where Trey Mac looks like Duff, you know? So,
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Your 2 questions. What's on your mind?
I have 2 questions for humanity. We'll start with number 1. And this is really perplexing me. I really got to figure this out. 1, human beings cry, correct? We've all cried. We're men, but we can admit to crying.
It's true.
you lose someone very close to you, you bawl like a motherfucker, right?
It happens.
Name another thing on planet Earth that does that.
I mean, that
Dogs.
like has tear ducts like that.
No, that ball. You can have tear ducts, but who balls?
Dogs.
I would
No,
say
they lose
dogs. No, they don't cry.
dogs can get upset.
Elephants
get upset
shed
all the time.
elephants shed tears, but they don't weep and we're the only people that go.
I don't. How does that
we
go?
are the
again?
only people. Yeah, we are the only people that do that. People wise, yes.
Okay, so that's
But
interesting.
now, animal wise, there are animals that do mourn the loss of others.
Yes,
Primates do.
but they don't mourn like we do. They don't. Nothing cries uncontrollably like we do.
Penguins mourn.
They mourn. There are animals that mourn. Elephants mourn on a
Actually,
regular-
we had an elephant pass. We had a
Elephants
couple
don't have-
elephants. Here
They
at
don't
Saint
forget
at the
it.
St. Louis Zoo, we had an elephant that passed away, and they actually, had a mourning period for the elephants where they let the elephants like go by the
Yeah.
body and kind of mourn and everything.
They-
It was
they
really
definitely-
How did you know about? How did they know my mother-in-law passed?
What? That's fucked up.
Elephant.
Oh, okay. like, wait, the elephants knew your mother-in-law. What? No, I get you.
No, but but they don't. The elephants don't go sit under a tree and like weep uncontrollably. We all have done this. That's a very human thing to do,
Okay.
I have a weeping tree in the
Which-
back.
which is weird. I'm like, okay, we're the only things that weep uncontrollably. And then I thought about the next thing. Tits,
What?
tits.
What about tits?
Who else has tits?
I mean,
Gorillas.
Nope.
lots of animals have tits.
No, they're other animals, even the ones that show tits. It's only when the female is lactating,
Oh,
which
I
is
like
why you
titties
don't
over
have like I saw a female Sasquatch because she had big old fucking tits. That's how I know it's a female. No, doesn't happen.
how do
Why?
you know? No. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. How do you? If the Sasquatch is the missing link, then theoretically it might have tits.
Okay. I'm very, and Joel is too. We are personal friends with the one human being that has written more articles on Sasquatch than anyone on planet
Yeah,
Earth.
you brought this up the last time,
Yeah,
and you said
And
that
I
you
actually
did say
live in the.
she's
I actually live in the
Squatch.
town with the.
Yeah.
And I actually live in the town that has the largest Sasquatch festival in America. Every year,
Marion.
Marion, North Carolina.
And you mentioned the she Squatch and how
but-
she had tits.
That is the tit Sasquatch that's only been one time written down. One time.
Well, maybe the women.
So here's the
stay
thing.
Maybe the women stay at home, and the male Sasquatches go out and
Listen.
collect all the food and bring it back.
Listen, why do we have tits? Why do our women have fucking voluptuous, nice titties that everybody
I
loves?
don't. They don't. Why are
Because
you
the ones
questioning it?
Nothing
Because,
else
I
has
mean,
these things.
And the ones in Vegas, even God says I didn't make these.
There's scientists out there that can take credit for that.
I want the
Yeah.
parishioners. I want the parishioners to give me a reason. Why do we have tits and nothing else does? Why?
Evolution.
Tell me more, Joel. Why
I
does
mean- I mean-
evolution give us tits?
I'm just saying that women that showed, maybe it's one of those things through evolution that they showed the ability to, if they have bigger tits, that they could reproduce and keep the young more nourished. And
So, and I agree
later
with
on,
this.
as we developed as a species, then it's just one of those genes that just stuck around, like being a ginger
So?
fuck.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can follow that and I can agree with that. But we've all seen videos. I know we all have. Where monkeys are fascinated with women's tits.
I thought
I
you
know
were going
we-
to go a whole different direction than that.
I know we
I don't
have.
know if I can say that I've seen.
You're
a video of
missing
that.
out. There's great shit out there.
Why are you watching animal porn?
No. Monkeys love tits. I can tell. I mean, I've watched the video. They love tits.
Husto must be so proud of his sales force.
So if monkeys, we know
We're
monkeys,
the top two guys too. That should tell you something.
Aladino.
Right?
we know monkeys love
Funny
tits,
story about that.
and yet they don't seek them out in their own kind to evolve. So that's my evolution question. These are questions of the universe. Were the Nazis defeated? Why do we cry? And why do we have tits? These are three things humanity needs to figure out. And
well,
if
maybe it's in the manifesto.
Figure that out. If we can't figure that out, no wonder we can't figure out how to go faster than the speed of light.
It might be in the manifesto.
Oh,
we don't know.
Shit.
We don't know. We don't know.
You're going to have to stay tuned, people. Stay tuned.
Okay.
I hope by the next time that I am on or Trey is on or we're both on at the same time, or by the time we get to Vegas, someone has responded and said, Trey, this is why women have tits.
Well, this episode's going to go out on Tuesday the 30th as I'm flying to Las Vegas. So theoretically, it will be fresh in the minds of the parishioners as we're at TPE. So if there's ever a time for me to get comments and responses to this, that's going to be the moment. So yeah, I'll get you.
Praise the cigar gods and pass the ammunition.
There you go. Let's you know what? Let's listen to Pinky's fun fact. Because
I love Pinky.
We'll see if there's anything good that comes out of that for conversation.
Hey, it's your girl Pinky. Ready for a fun fact? South Americans are known for a dish named poi, which is prepared by cooking guinea pigs. This has been Pinky, and I'll be back next time with more fun facts.
That's fantastic.
There you go.
I've been wanting to eat a guinea pig for many years.
Well, you know what?
Hey, and you're part of your territory, Trey. You can get something very close to that. And just outside Pittsburgh, they make muskrat.
I would rather have nutria.
I'm just saying. Well, and next year we can try that because that'll be all over New Orleans.
Yeah. I was really hoping Pinky would say, "Why do humans have tits?" That would have been awesome.
I mean, it's the question of the ages.
You should text Pinky and be like, "Hey, this came up on the show. Can you further into this?"
I'm sure that she would appreciate that.
I mean, it might be a point that God is real, because let's be real. If
guys, you can forward all your complaints to Aladino Cigars. Simply
no,
33155.
If rhinos had tits, the human beings would just be like, oh, we would be over everything. I mean, maybe God was like, no, it's just for humans, so they stick that way, because you put on some fat and men will just chase it.
Let's do this now.
I got a feeling I'm gonna wake up without a job in the morning.
Guess what, motherfucker?
Oh shit, that's the wrong button.
See?
I forgot I'd switched that. Well, all right, never mind. I was gonna do the Villiger thing, but evidently I need to switch buttons now. So this will be the part that I go video only. So if you guys want to know what we're saying, you gotta tune into the YouTube, and we'll be right back on the audio. Okay, so we're video only now. So this is where you can really fucking let loose, evidently. Not that I think it ever stops Trey Mac, but
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. This is what I do. But seriously, like male humans have bigger tits than like beluga whales. You know what I mean?
I have nipples. Can you milk me, Greg?
Yeah, I love that movie. Someone explain me. And listen, if everything had tits, we would be like titty fucking all of it. Like that's the problem. Like, God, it's true. It's true.
Here's the thing, Joel. Probably. You'll have a job in the morning, because honestly,
I know I was just being stupid.
I get it, but my point is, he has said some really wretched shit on this show, and for some reason, the thing that Husto gets mad about is when he talks about blends that haven't come out yet.
Yeah, that's when I get reprimanded. Is if I talk about blends. Husto will call me and be like, "You talking about these blends?" And I'm like, I also talked about like banging trannies, but no one cares.
No, nobody gives a shit about that. So,
Well, I mean, I told you I'd give you PG version of me. I can be just as bad, if not worse, than Trey.
oh, I'm sure. Well, you ease into it. You're new.
Yeah, let's
It's
ease
okay.
into it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to hang yourself here. I just want you to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh no, I am at a
All right.
wonderful truck stop here, and when I was pulling in to do the podcast, I almost executed a Dale Earnhardt pass in the grass because I almost turned into the wrong spot.
Oh shit. Oh, all right. No car accidents for this. No car accidents for this. All right, let's go back to the audio now. Okay, and we're back on the audio, and we discussed why Joel will still have a job after this is over.
And that's
so you'll have
also
to
why
check that out on
praying
YouTube.
mantises have rather large penises compared to their body size.
I've noticed that.
Ducks have that weird long corkscrew.
Oh no, we went into that a couple years ago, didn't we? But
I think so. Yeah, duck penises. It's fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
I actually watched one, in Gatlinburg one night or during the day. Woke up and I was like, "Oh, look, there's beautiful ducks on the river. What the hell is he raping that one?" Sure enough, he literally had this poor female duck holding her down underwater.
This man is a voyeur.
I mean, Did you whip it out?
No. I thought about it.
See, that's the question. That's the follow-up question there. Trey was gonna ask it, but I just beat him to it. So,
Nick, did you ever watch that cartoon Dark Wang Duck?
Oh yes. Jesus. I mean, he did have the daughter.
He did.
I'm not saying he did anything with the daughter. I'm saying at some point he had to have had sex to have a daughter.
Very true.
You guys are fucked up.
I'm not saying he did anything with that. You know what? Let's do this. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. Okay, guys. So, what have you been watching? What you been entertained by? What listening to, reading, whatever. You guys are on the road a lot.
Three
podcasts
shows, 3 shows or podcasts or
Trey, you go first. I'll be the.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll start off easy. We're doing one by one, but if we're doing it that way,
whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be 3. It's just whatever.
No, don't we usually do 3?
That's 3 cigars we smoked to enjoy. That's a
well,
different
I got
segment.
three fucking shows I want.
There you go. You got 3 things. So there you go.
We'll start with the good one here. Always the 1st of January, I do something every fucking year.
God, is this that lonesome dove thing that you were talking about?
Yeah, well, that's part of it. And I actually mentioned this to a person at an event I did recently. And I said, no, when January hits, I always watch the greatest TV series of all time, Lonesome Dove, the greatest story of all time,
Phenomenal.
And then, I usually follow that, and I go through the entire 3 seasons of Deadwood, which I think is the greatest TV show of all time. It's my personal favorite. And so, yeah, it's that time of year. I've been doing that. But as you'll see, there's a couple other things that will span into this.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and say this. I am gearing up for one of my favorite nights of the year. It's going to be Saturday, January 27th, the Royal Rumble. You're always surprised about who shows up, what happens. It's going to be one of the biggest nights of the year. It's going to be CM Punk's official return to the ring for the first time in 10 years in a WWE ring. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about my boy. Let me talk to you, L.A. Knight, yeah, in the Fatal 4-Way with Roman Reigns. I'm also excited about another how do I put this, Trey, without putting anything out there? Potential friend in the long running. Hopefully, he will come away with the Royal Rumble win, Cody Rhodes. And then on top of that, since it is wrestling related, a couple of weeks later, Trey, an icon, shall be retiring. Where his main event push started, the icon Sting shall be retiring in Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's what,
And
March 3rd, right?
Yes, sir. And one of my best friends, one of the greatest tag team wrestlers on the face of the planet. When I say we started together, we literally started on the same trampoline together as teenagers. Cash Wheeler of FTR will also be on that card. So
very cool.
That's
I'm
badass.
very excited. I'm very excited about those things. I hope everything goes well. No injuries. It's already getting a little iffy, and then we're on to WrestleMania.
Boy, speaking of, yeah. So, all right, full disclosure. So my girlfriend's brother's big into wrestling. And so, being the nice guy, I'm trying to have something to talk to him about. So I've kind of been hitting the Reddit boards and whatever. And then Dave from the Smoking Butts and Tapping Ash podcast that's been on here a couple of times, he's big into wrestling. So he's been educating me mostly about AEW. He's not a big WWE guy. And so we've been I've done a little dabbling. It's been since the Attitude Era that
well,
I watched,
one of the biggest names in WWE right now is from right where you're living right now.
Who's
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Randy's a 14-time world heavyweight champion, dude.
Funny story about that. Randy Orton went to high school with a gal that used to write for my newspaper, and she told me about him and whatnot.
Yeah, I bet she did.
I bet she did tell you about Randy.
Yeah.
But
like an RKO, that Punani.
Probably put it in a coma. That kid's been on steroids since he was 19 years old. Okay, probably not. But, I mean, you don't look like that without it. I'll go ahead and tell you, you don't look like a Greek god at 19, even with genetics like that, without a few enhancements.
But anyway, so no, I've been kind of keeping track, and yeah, so this whole Sting's last match thing, he's going up against he and this Darby guy going up against this the young ones. Is that it?
Young Bucks.
Young Bucks. So
yeah,
what's up with that? It feels like, personally to me, I feel like that's a bit of a waste on. I don't know, but I mean, who do you throw up against?
Joel knows all about the Young Bucks. He knows all about.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and tell you full disclosure: FTR and Young Bucks hate each other. I mean, full disclosure, they are not on the best of terms with each other. A lot of BS. It goes back to the days when FTR called themselves the Revival in WWE, and the Young Bucks were trashing them while they were in Japan before All Elite Wrestling started. And then, if you really want a good education about it, go and listen to Jim Cornette talk about how much better FTR is than the Young Bucks. And, majority of people would rather watch FTR than a Young Bucks match. I mean, honestly.
Here's my issue with Jim Cornette's podcast. A, it's 4 fucking hours long, and B, there's that Conrad guy that's on there, and I cannot. That dude, I'm not a big fan of the Conrad guy.
Oh, you talking about Brian Last?
No, isn't there?
Conrad. Yeah, no, he doesn't have Conrad. Conrad was with Ric Flair and those guys. He has Brian Last.
I'm getting confused. I'm sorry. Yeah. Conrad he did the Steve Austin podcast, right?
No,
fuck. I'm just totally botching this. Never mind.
No, he's Ric Flair and Arn Anderson and Eric Bischoff and all those guys.
Oh, and JR.
Yeah, and grilling with JR and Jeff
that's
Jarrett.
The one. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
sorry. Anyway,
I can save you money with your mortgage.
Oh my God.
Save with Conrad.
Mm-hmm.
Full disclosure on that, he's Ric Flair's son-in-law.
Conrad is
Ric Flair's oldest daughter's husband.
Boy, that makes a lot of sense now that you say that.
So, but no, the one of the coolest matches I ever watched was back whenever CM Punk was with AEW, and it was CM Punk, Sting, and Darby Allin, and all three of them came out with their faces painted like Sting. From Punk had his like from the '80s, and he had a pair of Sting's old tights on. Sting came out with his face paint. Darby painted his face paint like the Crow Sting back in the day. They wrestled FTR at MJF in Greensboro, North Carolina. I was there in the fourth row, and that was one of the coolest nights I have ever seen in my life.
Huh.
It was it was magic, and I'm hoping they give him that in that building, because that's literally where his main event push started on the very first ever Clash of Champions against Ric Flair.
So that's my question then. So I'm saying, if I don't, it's just a very, very novice, watcher. I don't feel like that Sting's getting the opponent worthy of a last match. Like, who would?
I would disagree. I would disagree.
Okay, all right.
Even though I'm not a big Bucks fan,
tell me why.
Even though I'm not a huge Young Bucks fan for backstage reasons, their in-ring ability is off the charts. They are better. The two best tag teams in AEW has the best tag team division in all of wrestling right now. They got FTR, they got the Young Bucks. Arguably 1-2, whoever you want to put in there is 1-2. That's fine. But they are the two best. With that being said, the Young Bucks both of them remind me of a young Shawn Michaels who could make anybody, the old cliche in the wrestling locker room is you could wrestle a broomstick and get a 5-star match out of it. And they can do that. But, so full disclosure, I'm not happy about it either. I would have loved to have seen it the FTR, but at the same time, if it's not going to be them, it should be that. Because here's the other thing: Sting's all pushing 70 himself.
Oh yeah,
65.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be able to be in there the whole time.
See, and that's why I think the Undertaker had the best option. COVID helped him with his last match because it allowed for that graveyard match against AJ Styles to be filmed and done more cinematically to where he could still come away and look like a badass.
If you ever want to see a really cool cinematic match, watch the one between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt from the WrestleMania the year before, or 2 years before. That one was really cool. And they did it on Raw the week before. It was really, really good.
Huh,
But anyway, so I agree. I still say the best quote unquote last match ever was a tie between Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair at WrestleMania, and then Michaels takes
where he shakes his head,
and he looks at him and he says, "I'm sorry,
yeah,
I love you," and then kicks the shit out of him.
Yeah.
He broke his ribs during that match too. He broke his ribs. If you go back and watch, Flair missed him twice on a moonsault. And the first time he was supposed to go through the table didn't crack, go down. And so you see Michaels just grab his ribs. He's like, "Oh, Jesus," and then he goes up top, does a moonsault to the outside, and Flair completely misses him. And he's probably a good 20 feet in the air and just wham comes down on that floor.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That but seriously, that's a great send-off match.
That was the best send-off ever.
Okay. In terms of what I've been watching lately, I've been watching The Americans, the FX show. I don't know if either one of you guys ever watched that.
Dude, I've just come across. I've just never watched it.
I just finished the first season, and it's really good. It's set in the time of Reagan, so it's in the 80s, and it's about this family, and the father and the mom are both Russian infiltrator spies living in the United States, and they're having to carry out missions and shit, and whatnot. And they've got like an FBI agent living across the street from them, and it's crazy. I'm digging it.
Sounds good, and
it is good.
A lot of people probably have pegged me as a right winger being on this show.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
No, I'm just saying. I'm sure people have pegged me as that, but I'm going to say one thing.
I'm sure you've been pegged a lot, Trey Mac.
Yeah. Look at that finger. That finger is fucked up. Look at that.
Way too many buttholes.
But listen, to all you right wingers that worship Reagan, that guy fucked up so much shit. I'll just go ahead and say that. So if it ties into any of the bullshit that Reagan did, I'm down.
I don't, I don't, not, I mean, it's been
Anybody
interesting.
who's a fan of no fault divorce or not a fan, yeah, you can thank Ronald Reagan for that bullshit. I know there's a lot of single men smoking cigars in their fucking tent like you are because of no fault divorce. You got Ronald Reagan. He started that shit in California. So think about that shit.
I'm okay with my situation.
I call it like I see it.
Okay. All right. So what else have you been entertained by lately? You said you had like 3 things.
Yeah, I got 3 things I want to discuss.
Just go. Just go.
All right. Number 2, I talked to this person, blah, 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 blah. And they gave me a list of things. They're like, oh, we're probably like right on the same level. We probably like the same shows. I'm a huge Lonesome Dove fan. I'm a huge Deadwood fan. Have you seen X, Y, and Z? And I say, no. You got to watch them. You'll love them because I do. Makes sense. So I watch one of the things. It's called 1883, which is a
Oh, it's great. Oh, that's great.
Prequel to Yellowstone, right?
prequel to the prequel. Prequel.
That's
yeah,
right.
with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Yeah, and I will say that Tim McGraw was much better than I anticipated. He was very good, actually. And the young lady that played his eldest daughter was a fantastic actress in that show. And it was good. I will say 1883 is fantastic. There were times in the first half of the series I wanted to say like, nope, sorry. I don't want to hear some female's perspective of living on the fucking prairie in a fucking wagon. But they did a good job. And I think at the end, like the second half was very good. And I think it is a good perspective to have. There were times I wanted to turn it off, kept going. Glad I did, because it is a very well told story from a perspective we don't usually get from Westerns. And from what I've looked at, it's fairly accurate to what life was like in that. But there's a few things that are absolutely atrocious. For once, we'll just go into this. It does a very good job of being accurate to what life was like for pioneers on the Oregon Trail.
Yes.
Except for one major thing, Joel, and if you've watched it, it's really weird.
The people that got to the Rocky Mountains and said,
No.
"Nah, wait," and they settled
No.
Kansas because they were
No.
too lazy.
No. Really, really weird that all the Native Americans knew English.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
I had a big problem with that. There were no subtitles. The Native Americans just knew how to speak English.
I mean, that was for the convenience of the audience.
That
Quick
basically
question for you, Trey.
says, hey, we know our audience is fucking retarded. So
Have you checked any of other Taylor Sheridan's programs out? Like Special Ops Lioness on Paramount? That's
No.
a great one.
I haven't seen that, but I heard that if you like Jack Ryan, that's a good one to like pivot
Well,
to.
the other one I would say, and Trey is going to crucify me for saying this. If you've not watched Tulsa King,
Oh, I fucking love Tulsa King.
Tulsa King is the shit.
I'm waiting for that second season, man. That was such a good show.
Oh my god. And that's a Taylor Sheridan show too. That a lot of
And
people
Sly
don't realize.
Stallone at 75 years old is a fucking badass in that.
And not only that, he should have been making more mob movies.
Hell yes.
Back in the day, he would have been. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sly's great as Rambo. He's great as Rocky. He would have been phenomenal with. You think back on it, he would have been the perfect complement to Pacino and De Niro in some of those movies.
Oh, dude, think about Get Shorty with him instead of fucking Travolta.
What about now? Think about this. What about him and Donnie Brasco as Sonny Black instead of Michael Marsden?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you,
great.
Sly is a freaking great mobster. Oh fuck, Trey.
Hey,
he didn't bail completely. He just turned off his camera. What do you have against Sly?
Nothing. He was great as the Italian stallion in those early days pornos, and that's probably where he should have stayed.
Yeah, I have been really enjoying Right Quick Trey and Nick. And we go back to you, Trey. I apologize. If you've not been watching Reacher, you should watch Reacher.
Well,
I haven't watched that yet.
I have heard that the Reacher, I haven't watched it, but from my friends that I trust, they say the story now is more true to the books.
Yes.
Than
the movie with
yeah.
But no, don't get me wrong. Tom Cruise was great in the first movie. The second movie was a little eh. First movie was funny as shit. Loved every second of it. But the show,
he did great. It just wasn't what the books were about. I mean, it was.
Well, different. I mean, he's 6 foot. The problem is, and Lee Child actually addressed this whenever they first brought Tom Cruise in. He said, "Look, I could get 90% of the height and the size of Reacher with Tom Cruise, but I can get 100% of the attitude."
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But now he gets 100% of the attitude and 100% of the size with Alan Richardson.
Yeah.
So
I still say Tom Cruise's best role was in Tropic Thunder.
It was with his big hands.
Have you ever heard the story about how he came up with that? They added that character for because Tom Cruise read the script and he said, "I want to be a part of this. You got to have a producer that's producing this movie. I want to be the producer, and I have to have a really big ass, small feet, and huge hands." That was his exact words. I saw it on an interview just 3 days ago.
That's probably some sort of code to the other Scientologists out there. They probably was like sending out some signal through that character.
What's the fucking guy that calls into the show? What's the fucking guy that calls into the show?
Xenu. Yeah. Haven't heard from him in quite a while. Although
Xenu probably knows.
I don't have my fucking hotline fixed yet. I need to get figure that out. So
Xenu's probably been leaving messages.
I was gonna say I might have like 80 messages from Xenu on the fucking hotline for all I know.
Yeah, but, Joe, you don't know this, but Xenu calls into this show.
Well, I mean, I just released a thetan just now, because they say every time you burp, fart, or go to the bathroom, you're releasing thetans.
Don't you want to preserve those though?
No, that's the bad spirits that you're trying to get rid of.
Oh, okay. I didn't date that Scientologist chick long enough to figure all that out.
But you did mingle.
We went out once.
Did you ever watch Boston Legal back in the day?
Oh, I love Boston Legal, dude.
Me too.
Shatner and Spader. Shatner and Spader chewing up the scenery together, overacting. Oh, yeah. Fucking brilliant combination. I love that show so much.
One of my favorite episodes was where Spader represented a Scientologist in court, and he goes, he was suing him, and he said, and he farts in court and goes, "Well, look at that, getting closer to clear all the time." I was like, damn.
You guys are missing the big point, though.
What's the big point, Trey?
Well, I'm not really into big girls, and I'm not really into skinny girls either. I like normal chicks.
He's into men.
No.
His favorite song is "It's Raining Men."
Oh shit! He's in the Weather Girls. I'll be damned.
But that skinny bitch Callista Flockhart was awesome.
Yes.
And
that was Ally McBeal.
Yeah,
that was Ally McBeal.
That's Callista Flockhart.
Totally different show, dude. We're talking about Boston Legal.
No, wasn't she on Boston Legal too?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes. Candace Bergen was in Boston Legal.
Candace Bergen was on there, but she was getting old.
And Julie Bowen from Modern Family, she was on there.
Yeah.
Oh, was she really?
Yes, she was there from season 2 on.
Betty White was on there.
Betty White was definitely on there.
There was another really the girl. What was the girl? Tara Christensen. She actually played a character by the name of Tara.
Wait, she was.
Yeah.
Yes, Lake Bell was on it.
Shit.
There were some smoke shows on Boston Legal, dude.
And on top of that, it had probably one of the most star-studded casts of any TV show way before that started being a thing.
I had never put that together, that all those people were on. No way.
Yeah,
a lot of Star
Trek was a regular.
Lot of Star Trek alumni on that show too.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean,
yeah.
The guy, what was the Tom Selleck was a regular.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd call him a regular.
Janice Bergen's ex-husband.
That's right. He was on there. You're right.
He was.
Fuck.
Oh, he was hilarious on there too.
Wow, I never
He
really
was
put all this
fucking
together.
hilarious.
Boston Legal is a spectacular show.
Yes, and you can stream it live on Hulu.
You can.
Yeah, they should give me money for playing.
Just they should.
Disney, give me money.
Although I'm sure when the mouse listens to this, they're going to have all sorts of issues, and we'll never get a
Oh, I'm
sponsorship
sure.
out of Disney. You know.
Yeah,
So
Very true.
fuck Disney. Yeah.
So do you have one more thing,
Oh.
Trey? Because you said
Yeah.
you had 3. Did we? I know we
Hey,
covered.
you want me to hit the next one?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. The same person said Godless. You got to watch Godless. It's this 80s Western where
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great.
Daniels from Dumb and Dumber is like this.
Oh,
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels. Yeah, Jeff Daniels. So I watch it, and Jeff Daniels is actually like totally badass. But if you've ever wanted to watch a feminist Western about how women ruled the West, this is the show for you. Which I'm guessing you can think of how I reacted to that fucking
I was
shit.
gonna say I don't think you're really digging the suggestions that this person gave to you.
Yeah, well, 1883 was it got. I liked the perspective when it was all said and done. I liked
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But Godless can fucking eat a fat one.
Have you seen the? I've seen commercials for it, but I haven't watched it yet. That lawman Bass Reeves.
That person also said I should watch Bass Reeves.
Okay.
Which I wanted to. I liked it until I got one. I don't know how far we might want to go to a video only portion for this.
No, we can just stop if that's what you want to do.
I heard one advertisement because they'd seen the movies I was watching and the shows, and the advertisement for Bass Reeves pissed me off so much. I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to give it a shot. Not even going to give it a shot.
Did you happen to see in Lonesome Dove? Which season was it that came out in 96? Trey, 95, 96.
Oh, there were no seasons to Lonesome Doves. There were chapters.
Well, what was the chapter that came out in 95 or 96? I'm sorry, chapter.
Get your shit straight, Joel.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
Well, they had they had Lonesome Dove, which was a mini series, and then there was a prequel to Lonesome Dove, and then there was After Lonesome Dove.
So which one was Bret Hart in?
I think that was the prequel because like Garth Brooks is in the After Lonesome Dove. The books are great. The shows were. Why? Where are you going with this?
No, I was just that's one of the things I remember whenever I was a kid was Bret Hart.
Want to know about Bret Hart?
I just wanted to know which one he's in. I want to watch it in, chronological order, but at the same time.
Yeah, if you've never seen just Lonesome Dove, the original, I think McMurtry's the book is fucking fantastic. I think it's the greatest story told about the West. And
absolutely.
And they had a great cast of characters, and the original miniseries. Don't watch the condensed version. Watch the full miniseries. And here's the thing, like, I can be up here and be macho and talk shit on blah 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 whatever, but the story of Lonesome Dove, at the end of the day, the story is about male friendship and how far another man will go for his best friend. Because when you make a promise, when you make a pact, you stick to it no matter fucking what. And I identify with that to an extent. And Joel, you're one of my best friends on planet Earth. And if you haven't watched Lonesome Dove, watch it. You'll know what I'm talking about.
So what are your
thoughts? It's been a while. I need to go back and watch it from a different
What are your thoughts on Brokeback Mountain then?
Gay.
It's a true story about Trey and I.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, we were in Honduras overlooking this mountain. Kind of said,
I'll never quit you, Trey. I'll never quit you.
I can't quit you.
The neighing of the donkey softly in the background, you know. Fuck. All right. Well, that's all right. That's been the Villiger
You opened that
Entertainment
door.
segment. I did. I didn't know what I was getting on the other side of that.
It's almost like you tried to come in my back door.
Not me. Not me. I love women. Anyway. Well, here, let's do this now. Let's do this now. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. And while you guys are over at mymonthlycigars.com, make sure you check out the fucking good coffee. He's got the Daily Press and the Lounge Blend and a variety of other, blends that you might enjoy that complement your cigars wonderfully. So, well, guys, I don't really have much else unless you want me to read more of the manifesto. But and I know, Joel, you have some events that you're on your way to.
Yes, you can catch me live and in person in the Charlotte area in Rock Hill, South Carolina at Palmetto Breeze. It'll be after they've listened to this. This will be January.
I was gonna say, keep in mind that this comes out on Tuesday the 30th. So,
and then
you have any events after the 30th?
I will say this: we are in the planning stages of of two of my home shops. They're celebrating their anniversaries. One is their 50th anniversary, and that will be the Cigar Hut in Hickory, North Carolina. Looks like it's going to be headlined by Aladino Cigars. Janet Forster is a very close friend of mine. Saw her today as we were recording this. And then B&B Tobacconists will be celebrating one of their anniversaries. I think they're almost as old, somewhere in that range. Forgive me, Charlie. You told me that on Monday, and it slipped my mind. But if you haven't ever checked out either of those two stores, they are truly hidden gems in the mountains of North Carolina, along with Casablanca Cigars. If you go by Casablanca and tell Sam and Tim that Joel sent you. They have a wonderful selection of Aladino cigars and everybody else that you can find. And then if you're in the Charlotte area, of course, Palmetto Breeze is a great place. Vintage, we're working with them. The Vintage, they have their second location now in Gastonia. One of my favorite guys on the face of the planet. It's also a big Aladino smoker and supporter, Josh Johnson at Burners. I try to get down there about twice a month to a bourbon night every Tuesday night. Come out, enjoy some good bourbon. You might even catch Justo and I on a night in there for bourbon night.
There you go. Trey, you got anything you want to promote?
So April the 6th, there's two big events coming up. The first one, Justo and Andrea Aroa are going to attend at Nelson Laguastos in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. That's their big, it's kind of a St. Patrick's thing plus annual party. They will be there the same day, April the 6th. I will be at Final Third in Indiana, Ingalls, Indiana, throwing our Final Four at the Final Third party. So those will be going down. I will also have a St. Patrick's party, as of right now, planned on St. Patrick's Day at La Fontaine's in West Virginia. So La Fontaine's is one of we just added 3 Aladino lounges. They are one of them. They've got a $2 million rooftop lounge they just put in. And it is Aladino and La Fontaine's, and it is a good time for all those people that attend Marshall University. And I know there's some good-looking women that attend Marshall University. They will be there at the rooftop.
All right. Well, I don't have any events coming up, but I do have socials to promote. I'm on Instagram at the Cigar Pulpit. You guys can check us out on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there. Twitter/X and YouTube, where you can watch this and check out what was said during the video only portion of the podcast. Where you guys have socials you want to promote?
Yeah, I changed my Instagram recently to Trey Mac Travels. That was to get around the algorithm, and it has gained me lots of followers since all I did was take the word cigars out of my name.
Funny how that works, huh?
It's bullshit, but it's the world we live in. Trey Mac Travels on Instagram. Hit me up. You got any questions? I'm there.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook at it's my wrestling Facebook Spotlight Scotty Brooks. On top of that, you can also find me on Instagram at Joel Williams 1281.
All right. Now, Joel, when are you going to be in the St. Louis area again next? You know?
I think you might get a double dose of Trey and I coming this spring. We haven't got a date set, but we are talking. That's going to be one of those areas I'm going to get to 2 to 3 times a year max. But it's looking like it's going to be in the spring sometime this year, maybe late April, early May.
Sounds good.
Right around the NFL draft.
Okay. Is that like important for the trip for some reason that I'm not putting together?
Actually is. We do a draft party in the Lawrence, Kansas City area every year. So we will both be en route through St. Louis at that time.
Sounds good. All right. Well, when you're through the area, we'll have to do this live.
Oh, we'll DP that shit.
Oh, yeah, all day long.
Oh, Trey, we can introduce Joel to Top Shooters.
Oh, Joel. All right. Here's the problem with that. Joel, I don't know if you ever went to Top Shooters in your St. Louis days, but let me tell you what, of all the places I've gone in this world, that is the Redneck Riviera. It is on another fucking level. And yes, we should do a show at Top Shooters.
And they're totally cool with the cigars on the patio.
I'm down
for sure. So,
and the girls that are totally down for getting free drinks from me.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for taking time out. Joel, sitting in your car the whole time. I really appreciate it. And Trey, as always, coming to us from that luxurious man cave studio that you've got going on there.
So luxurious.
So luxurious. Well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Trey Mac.
And that's Joel.
Joel.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky.